There's no way I would have such a talented individual in the studio and just let her go. It's impossible. I've got the one and only Jessica Yakno. Welcome. Finally, I was waiting. I was really waiting for you. I was like, oh, she has to get here. Once she gets here, we'll have to talk. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Now, before you got here, I don't know if you were listening, but if you weren't, we're talking about a situation in town where this lady decided that her husband, her husband needed help. He has been not suffering, but he has had bad business times. And her husband was the person who trained her in school, 1, 2. The guy also set up a big business for her. And anyways, she wanted to give him 8 million to add to his business. And her elder sister said, no, give it to your brother. Your brother needs help. He came from Malaysia and her brother has gotten help from their dad twice. Anyways, she gave her brother the money and left her husband. Her husband found out and he left the house. Now we're asking, do you pay more attention to your husband or to your brother? If your brother needed help for his business and your husband needed help, who do you give it to? Who do you hold?
You're trying
higher?
to set me up.
No. I just need to know, because to be honest, I would say that I'll give it to my husband. My brother, you go there, all right. Go and find your wife.
In as much as I love my brother so much, I only have one brother and I've always wanted a brother, and God blessed my parents with a boy, and I'm older than him with like 9 years, so he's literally like my baby. So this is a very difficult one, and I also love my husband. I would also love my husband because I'm not married. But in this scenario, I think I'm going to give back to my husband because he has, invested in me and helped me become who I am. So definitely, I feel I'm obliged to, appreciate my husband. And as long as I'm in his house, I feel like the more he progresses, is also something I can benefit from. And then my brother is going to have his own family, and then his wife is going to be his own obligation. So I feel like, I think I don't want to be too direct with my answer, but I'm going to, support my husband.
See, don't worry, you were direct. You won't be a good. You cannot make it as a good politician. A politician is indirect, but no worry. Just stay where you did with your arts. Welcome to the show. In fact, let me give you applause for that answer, because that's the only answer that I want. Any other person who's giving contrary, don't even send me a message. But let's talk about you. Every woman has had a moment where she begins to see herself, not just for who she is, but who she could be. What was that moment like for you? I mean, I had a time in my life where I thought that I could draw. I thought I could paint. In fact, my dad even made it worse that I did an arts project in primary school, and he had it in his office. It was hung up on the wall, and every time I feel myself see the chicken legs that I drew, bro, it was horrible, but it was my best at work, and my dad had it up there. I didn't take it further because I don't know, but you've taken your love for drawing and painting further.
Yeah.
Why? When? What was that trigger for you?
I would say art has always been a part of me, because as young as I can remember, from when I was like, maybe even before I was able to talk, I was already scribbling on the walls, my dad's documents and everything, curtains. And so it has always been a part of me. And I never imagined myself doing anything else other than becoming an artist or doing art as a profession. So I feel like it came naturally to me. Because I didn't really have to struggle, because I was always the top of my class. Not to brag, but
Brag, please.
I was always the top of my class, and always winning art competitions. And I was a bit popular in school as that girl that can draw, and even my primary school, shout out to Nazareth Primary School in Festac, before me, they never had subjects around visual arts. So,
is it?
Yes. So after me, they introduced it to the school. So I feel like I was made for this, and with the support of my parents, they really, really pushed me and believed in me, so that really helped. I just feel like I'm on the right track with my art.
You would have been so annoying as a child. I mean, with all the scribbling.
Yes,
I would have been pissed off.
My dad was always pissed off.
I bet. But this day and age, do you see parents, or rather, do you think people are encouraged to do what you do?
Yes, I do, because most times when I'm out, maybe in an Uber or like in public, and I introduce myself as an artist, and especially the fact that I'm a woman doing art, like, it's a big deal, and people are always so intrigued when I show them my works, and they're like, are you really serious? Like, you did this? And I'm like, yeah. And they start telling me stories of their son or their daughter, and they're like, oh, my daughter can draw. Can you, mentor her? Can you? So it really makes me feel good, because when I was growing up, I didn't really, get that experience. So I didn't really live or grow to see people say, oh, they want to do art or they want to become an artist. It's always doctor, lawyer, and all of that. So I feel like there's a shift now. People are seeing that the market of these professional jobs are oversaturated, and there's room to spread and do other stuff like music, acting, and fashion designing and all that.
Now, you spoke about being a woman in this field. Do you feel like you've had to fight for your place at the table? Do you feel like there's been a welcoming space? Is there something different in the art world? We obviously know that in so many other career fields and parts, that there's a difference between a woman and a man. Now, in the art world, is there a significant difference? Is there something that you feel is being, would I say they're holding you back as a woman, or you've had to struggle and fight?
It's the same. It's the same, because most people don't know. If you see an artwork, a painting, or an artwork signed by a woman, it has less value than an artwork signed by a man.
Is it?
Yes, it does.
Wow.
It has less value. So female artists are struggling, because it's a male-dominated field. And exhibitions, like, we have to fight for our spots in exhibitions and sales and stuff like that. But I'll say that if you're made for it, of course you're going to excel, because we have successful female artists like Nengi Omoko and all of that, who are making, like
Yakno,
and like me, who are making Nigeria and Nigerians proud. So I just feel like the art industry should also put their focus and put more or give more opportunities to female artists, because they always feel like, okay, because you're a woman and you're an artist, your works speak only to women, and that's not true. Like, art is art. If you're an artist, there's nothing like a male or female artist. Like, you make art. So that's one thing I am also using my art to talk about.
I mean, your art, a lot of times I see a lot of women in it. What inspires your work? Do you have any sort of ritual before you put a pen, or you use pencils and paintings?
Yeah, pencils before
paintings. Yes. So what sets your tone? Does your body just scratch you and you say, I want to go and draw, I want to go and paint? Or do you feel a certain type of way?
It actually does. I feel like art is spiritual. I could be in my bed 3 a.m., 2 a.m., and like something just tells me, like, go and do this, go and do this. Like, it controls me. And when I'm out of my studio, like, my mind is like, I would have done this and done that by this. Yeah. So it's spiritual. And to your question, I'm inspired by women, of course. I come from a predominantly female background. I have 4 sisters. And
surprised to hear you have a brother. Have I been told that before? When you were saying brother, I said, where that one come from?
No, he's the last.
Like, where he come from? Like, I haven't seen that family portrait.
No, he's the last, but he's not forgotten.
Sorry, brother. So you feel like your art carries the weight of other women's voices?
Yes, it does. Not only Nigerian women, but women as a whole, women in general.
So
it's about our struggle.
Do you consider yourself a feminist?
Yes, I am.
Oh,
I'm a feminist.
so what is the one mantra that you stand by?
I would say feminism should be for everyone. It's not just made for women. Everybody should be a feminist. That's my mantra. Everybody should be a feminist.
Okay, so it's not the type of social media feminism that we're talking about.
No, real life.
When they talk 50-50 and say a man must do this and do that.
No. My artworks speak about deeper issues than just social media banter.
Okay.
It speaks about.
When someone looks at one of your pieces, what do you think that they see, or what do you hope that they see?
I want them to see something different from what they are used to. When it comes to women, because we have been taught different things that I would say are not necessarily true. There's some truth in it, but it's not all true. So I want them to, when they look at my art, I want to educate them and teach them something new about what it is to be a woman, and how we as women, we process things and we live in this part of the world.
So much of womanhood is shaped by our bodies, about, even stories that people tell. When you see a woman, the first thing they talk about is, this is how she looks, this is how her body, that small girl, that big girl. By society, by family, by ourselves. Has your relationship with your body ever shaped your pieces?
Yes, it has, because in the beginning of my career, I was focused on beauty. I was focused on making my subjects, be a reflection of me, making them look pretty,
tantalizing,
slim, and aesthetically pleasing, instead of focusing on what really matters, which is the story and why I paint like that, or why I paint in general. So yeah, it has actually, it has shaped the way I paint, and also shaped the way I think, as not only as a woman, but also as an artist. So for this, my current body of work, I was like, man, I'm going to do something different. Like, I'm going to, focus on the message I want to pass, rather than the beauty and wanting to make people feel like I am, a very good artist. So this artist can paint, this artist. So I was more driven by, telling a very, very strong story that will touch people and people can learn from.
Now, from this gallery, you have an exhibition currently going on. And what was the acceptance like?
My first solo exhibition.
Okay, so your solo exhibition, run me through it. Because one thing is for sure, I come from a background of partying. Okay. Going out, there are different forms of entertainment. I've always seen people who go to galleries or the art world as bougie. I'm like, do these people sell? Are you making money?
Yeah.
And then there you go, you have a solo exhibition for 2 weeks, two whole weeks.
Yeah.
You started with a grand opening on Sunday. What was that about? What were your expectations and what did you see?
To be honest, I was a bit, will I say, nervous or anxious about what the whole turnout would be, but I was surprised when I got there. Like, I saw faces and people that I didn't really know my art could reach,
right? And
it really made me feel so proud of myself. And being that the exhibition was about women and how the society, like when topics about women arise, people are like, I beg, you understand? So I was kind of scared that I would have more of women than men present there, but I was shocked, and I saw men there and they were really, engaging with the pieces, and it made my heart smile, because I was like, okay, yes, I'm really doing what I wanted to do.
Now let's talk about it. Do people really buy pieces at the gallery?
Yes, surprisingly they do.
You said surprisingly.
Yeah, because I've had numerous conversations and with people, and when I introduce myself as an artist, they ask me, they say, you're an artist full time, or do you have another job on the side? And I'm like, huh? like you really don't know. Like you really don't know what we're all about. works actually sell as long as you're showing in a good reputable gallery, and they have that clientele, and your works are also good, then you have no problem.
So on the average, how lucrative would you say being an artist in Nigeria is?
On an average of, can you put on
1
a
to 10, scale of 1 to 10. Can you live a life of flenjo with it?
Yes, you can. You can. But the thing is, it's a bit tasking. Like, you have to be in your studio from Sundays to Sunday to make those strong works that you can sell for thousands of dollars. And then when you paint
dollars.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Dollars.
I'm an Igbo babe, so when I hear dollars, when you say thousands in my head, I'm like,
millions of naira. Let's say millions of naira.
We're good with dollars.
Okay.
I like it.
So you have to be able to make those strong, appealing works that people are ready to spend, millions on. So it's lucrative, but I wouldn't say the story is the same for everybody, because not all fingers are equal.
Right.
But on the average, artists are doing well, female and male. Sometimes I see, even artists that are younger than me, they're exhibiting in. I feel like that's one of the most enjoyable part of the craft. Like, you can travel with your works, you can see the world, you can speak to people who, like, you just get to see on TV, like people that you see on TV both in Nigeria and outside Nigeria. They want your works and all of that. So it's a business, arts business. Yeah, it's a business. Yeah, it's a business that puts you out there, like, to get to the point that you're like, is this me? Like,
so
like,
please tell me if you've had an "is this me" moment before, and what was it? What happened to you?
Yes, I've had. This was my, I had an exhibition, and it was my first sold out exhibition. And after the whole show, I heard, I don't know his name, but there's this guy in Black Panther, the one guy that's always yelling Ivombe or something like that, the Muslim guy.
Yeah.
He was like, after my works, he was begging, because I was sold out and I didn't have any. He was begging, and they were literally fighting for it. And when they told me, I was like, are you serious? For this my work?
Right.
You get, so that was the wow. I really have to take this thing serious. I really have to take it serious.
Did you end up sending him a painting?
No, I did not.
I
did not, because after the show, like, I had to, like, I was
You
so
should have
fulfilled.
messaged him.
I was so fulfilled. With art, you don't have to be desperate. Like, if he wants it, he's going to come find me.
Hey, energy. I would have texted him, say, bro, I will do you one specially. So you are pride.
Yes, we have pride, because that's what gives your works value. Like,
right,
when it's scarce.
I've always wondered, when they say this art piece has been here for years, and people are bidding, what is it about that? I mean, ideally, I would believe that you just want a painting, or you want your house to be beautiful. You can print stuff off the internet, or you can just do this and that. But some people will go out there and buy specific pieces. What is the reason for all that, the value of that?
I'll say you cannot compare an art print with an original piece, because, of course, do you know that some artworks take years? It takes 2, 10, 50. In fact, there are some artists that still have unfinished works, and they died along the line. So those kind of artworks has a lot of history and has a lot of time put into it, and blood, sweat and tears. So I feel that is what actually gives the artwork that value. And then, like I said, art is spiritual. Like, you can have an art in your house that speaks to you, that talks to you when you're down, that makes you feel better. Like, you wouldn't understand until you actually have that original art piece that really resonates with you, and like, you just look at it. That's why people spend millions on artworks, because you could have like a difficult a client or have a difficult meeting, and you just stare at that artwork, and it speaks to you and makes you feel calm and confident. So I think it's not just about what you see, it's about how it makes you feel.
Right.
That's why people are ready to like bid and spend millions. Yeah, some artworks again, I don't know if Nigerians know that the older an artwork gets, the more it's timeless. Like it doesn't, unless maybe there's an accident, but it's timeless. It doesn't get destroyed, it doesn't spoil. Like you can pass it down to your kids and your kids. So yeah, that's why it's so valuable and it's so important to own an art piece in your home.
So would you advise me to just go look for that piece in my father's office?
Yes.
Or start painting and then just look for it?
Yes, as long as is a signed artwork, like is a signed artwork, as long as the signature is there, you can always follow the artist. And if he's still alive, if he's not alive, even the better. Even the better, because those artworks are the ones that people are like, okay, so he made this so yeah, and so
every art piece in your environment, in your house, is it painted by you? Have you seen art pieces outside and gotten them because you love them or they spoke to you before?
For now, because I, apart from being an artist, I also want to start collecting artworks, but I don't feel like I'm ready yet, because the kind of artworks I want to collect as an artist, I don't think it's going to just be like how a random person will collect artwork. So the kind of artworks I want to start collecting, I don't feel I'm ready yet or I'm there yet. But for now, I have some of my friends who have made like portraits for me or artworks as a gift, and that's it. But on the long run, in the future, I know that I'm going to be an
art collector,
a big art collector.
So be like, say, make I just they book down space. Say, okay, girl, whatever it is, I'm taking this one for you when you buy it.
Yeah.
But what about sisterhood in the arts? Is there support? Is there sisterhood in the art world?
Yes, there is, because we are kind of like in our own world, so we have to help one another and just be there for each other. And it really hit me and it made me realize on my exhibition opening how female artists, they also came for me. Even the ones that I forgot to invite, they came for me. So there's that sisterhood and love between female artists, and it really makes me feel happy, because we're not just like doing art and like struggling for buyers, and we're connecting and making long-lasting friendships.
Thank you so much. I would have loved to ask you some more questions, but look, it is a bit stretched out, more than the time that I should have been. Thank you so much, Yakno. Final thoughts to give an advice to the women of this generation, to tell someone within this town, if you could find yourself on a point where you were understanding life and someone had told you something, what could have been those words you'd have loved to hear?
That you can achieve anything you want to achieve, like whatever you set your mind, like you can be it. Like those women we see on the magazines, on TV, collecting awards, like you can actually be those women. Like people can actually look up to you and say they want to be like you. So I feel that's what I want any woman listening to me right now. Like I want you to know that you are more than what you think you are. You are actually more than what you think you are, and it starts with the mindset. Like you have to envision and see yourself there, and not just sit down and wait for manna to fall from heaven. Like you have to get up and do the work as well, because it's already 1-0 against against women. So you have to be the best. You have to be the best of the best and on top of your game.
Thank you so much, Jessica. Any final notes? I've said final like 15 times. But let's just. I'm enjoying the conversation, but I'm already past time. If you could just share your socials, and again, some people didn't catch the address or the location for the exhibition. If you could share your socials, please do, so people could follow you, find you, and connect with your art.
Okay, so on Instagram, I am at Yakno_paints. Yakno is spelled YAKNO underscore PAINTS. I don't want you to make any mistake. And then for the gallery, it's Thought Pyramid Lagos underscore.
All right.
So Thoughts Pyramid. Once you find my page, you're going to find everything you need to know about the exhibition, the location, the time, and how long it's running for.
All right. Thank you so much. Appreciate you coming
Thank
by
you
the
so
studio.
much.